right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Oh, doing pretty good. No major complaints, I guess, considering there's probably not much I can do about it anyway. So,
Well, that's sadly true, but you can get out and vote and maybe avoid salad.
oh, I planned on it. I mean, I checked my voter registration. It's still there.
Good. Yeah, a lot of pamphlets have been coming out about Prop 4 and Prop 5, as we talked about, getting rid of income tax, state tax, rather. Bunch of terrible ideas that only work for a few, but at least I had somebody actually canvass my house to talk about it, which was nice, and inform me about Amendment 1, which is a yes for funding parks, etc. Stuff that doesn't seem important to some, as we're giving away 3 million acres of parks. But as Trump said, you can't hunt on it, you can't hike on it, you can't do anything on it. All false, but
Yeah, you can enjoy it.
believe what you want. Yeah, you can enjoy it by hiking on it. They do have hunters in Utah, so
Mhm.
whatever. Mike Lee's kind of a terrible person, so is it surprising? No.
No,
I
not so much.
did want to start with the cyclospora, just because it doesn't seem to be going away. It seems to be something that we are just going to have to live with, I guess.
Yeah, but if you're the guy whose company started it, you can buy your way out of it.
Uh, yeah, that seems to be the case. Um, I'm trying to get Bruce up there, but I don't have him up there. It's blocked. Bruce Taylor's the CEO of Taylor Farms, and it just gets more and more sketch every day. The CDC scaled back FoodNet, which is a foodborne illness surveillance program. They reduced from monitoring 8 different pathogens down to 2, that being Salmonella and E. coli. This was something that's been around since 1995, and it all of a
Mhm.
sudden, due to lack of funding, or I should say funding constraints, they stopped at July 1st of this year. Seems pretty short-sighted. Lack of funding is a joke, to be honest.
Well, we've certainly shifted our priorities into an ever widening war that we can't seem to get out of, and I see the Pentagon's running out of money.
Running out of money, running out of munitions. They're reporting over 100 casualties due to some of the bombings of our Middle Eastern bases. Trump is going to go out to Dover with Hegseth as patriots and welcome home some of the service members that were killed due to his unfortunate decisions, left and right. But just to swing back to Taylor Farms, they did donate $1 million to Make America Great Incorporated less than a week after the FDA had announced that they're delaying the implementation of the food traceability rule. This was 2025. So they've been kind of working the system pretty well. You pay, and then you get a little bit more freedom to do what you feel like as a business.
Yeah, and if you don't want to give your workers bathroom breaks, that's just fine. Let them shit in the fields. Who's going to know? Who's going to care?
Yeah, very true. During this outbreak, which we were told that it was a false positive, Taylor Farms is great. Not true.
I wouldn't buy that shit.
While this has gone on, the Taylor Farms has hired a former Trump White House official because why not? Why not get right to the top of this? More money, please. So last week, after the positive saying, hey, it's Taylor Farms, this would be something to avoid, they met in the Oval Office with the White House and the FDA. And then all of a sudden, false positive. Eat all you want.
Yeah, no, here, don't eat that. In fact, don't ever eat bag lettuce. Just don't do it. It's disgusting. Half of it ends up getting tossed away because once you open it, the ones at the bottom are already slimy.
Yeah.
A good bit of it is that shit at the bottom that nobody wants anyway. Yeah, don't eat that shit.
Yeah, and again, safely now, you could buy a head of lettuce, you peel off the outer. You're going to be throwing money away, but at least you won't have explosive diarrhea and you'll waste less money on toilet paper, I guess.
Yeah, and time sitting there with your explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, it sounds very uncomfortable.
Ugh.
Um, I did want to mention a few places that Taylor Farms supplies. Panera Taco Bell. Taco Bell was more proactive than our federal government in stopping using
Yeah,
produce right away.
because they've got a vested interest in this. The federal government doesn't give a fuck.
About you. Starbucks, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, Chipotle, KFC, Subway, Olive Garden, Pizza Hut, and Longhorn. Keep in mind, Olive Garden's getting a lot of play now with the Save Act because they're saying, oh, you even have to show ID to get all you can eat breadsticks. Like the GOP, House GOP is so ridiculous, out of touch, and nonsensical. It's just even hard to listen to those clowns. And they are clowns. No doubt.
They are clowns.
A couple of brands, East Bend Farms, which I've seen in the grocery store. Avoid, and these are bag lettuces. To your point, the little salad bar at Aldi's also is supplied by them. Kroger's house brand, Target's label of greens is also from them. Costco's salad kit, and the chopped salad at Trader Joe's. Avoid, just not necessary.
Avoid pretty much all the Trader Joe's produce. Love Trader Joe's. Lots of good stuff there, but produce I do not get there.
Yeah, probably a good rule. It's somewhat limited as well. You had mentioned the war in Iran. These guys want to go bigly. They're sitting on the couch again today. You got JD, you got Hegseth, you got Trump, just talking about using basically bunker busters to get to their nuclear capabilities, which would take nuclear arms to do. I feel like we've got 1 foot on a banana peel and 1 foot up in the air already, frankly.
Yeah, well, and if you listen to what he was saying the other day, he's gone full Nazi, where we're going to destroy them for killing every American soldier. That's just what the Nazis did. Exactly what they did. Every German soldier, there were going to be 10 innocent people murdered. At least that's what they did. And, we know Trump loves that shit. We know, the only thing he probably ever read was Mein Kampf and the Hitler book. It's disturbing on so many levels. Like, what the fuck? This thing was supposed to be over. You had this stupid agreement.
He said the agreement's working amazingly. Clearly it's not.
For who?
I guess for him, because his stocks today were up between his Micron, his SpaceX, which is going to gouge everybody's retirement. He's just playing the game again. We're back. Now we're going to talk tough. Then maybe we'll pull off. But the problem is the Iranians are tired of it. They have enough capacity to do a heck of a lot of damage. I don't think it's something that we want to mess with. That's why nobody prior to this guy has followed Israel's lead into wanting this war, because it's not winnable. That civilization will be here for a long time, well beyond our will and well beyond this leadership that we have today. Guaranteed.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And and then he added another level to the grift by offering, for a small fee, early access to his tweets.
$100,000. But you can make your money back pretty quickly, because when he texts about Dell, now all of a sudden, I better get in quick before it comes out.
Hey, on the level of corruption, it's pretty clever. You got to hand him, whoever came up with that, you've got to hand him something for that. It's fucking completely corrupt, and it's got to be highly illegal, I would imagine. But turning your foreign policy into something that you can monetize, sure, why not? But the Iranians want to taste.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. This is not a good situation. The majority of Americans are against it. That's why the Save Act's so important. That's why scrubbing voter rolls is so important, because they know this is a loser. Independents against this policy are higher than anything we've seen before. It's got to be 80+%.
Well, and Congress had a chance to shut this down, and they had the votes for the War Powers Act, and they just let it go.
Well, Trump read them the Riot Act, so a couple guys flipped, and Fentman's always going to flip. I mean, he's just a Republican at this point.
Oh, he's an asshole. That guy's come so far from what he was, what he started out from being. And I mean, dude, how many of these guys are kid diddlers? Apparently, because what else could he have on them?
Yeah, and this is a big part of it. I wasn't going to jump to that yet, but we can. The Epstein files. The FBI had files marked. This is all coming through NPR. The FBI had marked files "Do not disseminate." Epstein and Maxwell kept black books of names, 50 plus pages, including these names, were on a slide deck. The Department of Justice denies it. They said there never was this. It's not a thing, and they withheld nothing. I think we know they're withholding a lot, and a lot of powerful people. Maybe that's Bill Clinton dancing around Italy, walking around like he's on mushrooms. Good for you. But if you're in the files, they deserve justice. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't give a fuck. If you were guilty of these heinous crimes, then you need to be punished. There needs to be accountability.
And we shouldn't be blowing up our planet because these powerful men are pedophiles and they don't want this to be known. It's an issue.
It's a giant issue. Yeah.
So we have this big election coming up in November, and it seems to be the perfect time for Kash Patel to run over to Moscow. That's going to be happening in October. That seems pretty sketch again.
Just a bit. I mean, what's he up to over there? Hockey
why,
tournament?
And
Private lessons for Putin?
And why are we doing this in October right before the election? That seems really strange.
It seems very strange, but everything about this guy is strange.
This is very strange. Let me throw him up there because this is the Moscow Times. So I think he'll be pretty popular. They already know him.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll do whatever he has to. This is the guy when he was in private, when he was a civilian, talked about, hey, there's a list and we should know the list. Get me on your podcast. I'll write a book about Trump. Then he gets in the seat as the FBI director and he knows nothing. He goes all Sergeant Schultz on you.
Yeah, well, he knows how to lie to Congress.
Yeah, they all do, and there's no pushback from Congress about it, so that's easy to do.
That's the most disturbing part. These people are just willing to go along.
Yeah, Dan Bondino. I mean, it's the same stuff. These guys got in office, and then they look like this, deer in the headlights. Not qualified, not keeping us safe. Sprinkle in Homeland Security, and they'll say, "Hey, we had shooting down 30 drones at that." World Cup event, 80,000 people there, and we were knocking down drones left and right.
I don't think so. 80,000 people there, nobody saw a thing.
Not to mention, Trump looked pretty comfortable presenting and getting into the celebratory mix with this Spanish team.
He wouldn't leave.
Too worried, no bulletproof anything. Made you wonder if you actually needed a ballroom, unless you were looking to tunnel in and stay there forever.
Mm-hmm. Which will be fine. Just seal it. Let him stay underground forever. Cut the communications, let him stay there. It can be his own private vault.
It's crazy. And they're just telling us again, the golden, I call it the golden era because everything's so great. He's had 18 months electric costs since he came aboard and said he'd cut them in half or up 18%. Just ridiculous nonsense from him. We paid for that Air Force One from Qatar. $400 million for us to update it. Now it's going out of service. People predicted this. He just wanted it. You fly once and it's Air Force One. Now he put it in his library. That's going to end up costing us $600 million for nothing. He's already spent $162 million just golfing on himself, just golfing. And they're like, oh, he gives his salary he doesn't even take one. But in 4 years, his salary is $1.6 million. This is $162 million, and we're not even through 2 years of this nonsense. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money being pissed away on bullshit when people are feeling the pressure.
Wow.
People are losing health care. Prices are going up. Gas is going up. I mean,
gas is $4 a gallon on average.
You're bringing this country down. Bringing it down, man.
It seems almost planned. It seems like a way to help your buddy, your comrades. And I don't put anything past this guy. Miami did surpass New York in cost of living. It's the second most expensive city behind San Francisco. So
wow.
Way to go, Miami.
We're number one. Numero uno.
Number two.
Oh, well, okay. Hey, on the rise. Moving in the right direction.
You got that.
Man, what was I going to say? Oh, so We saw that short from the Diary of a CEO podcast where he was talking to a historian. I think he was a historian. Just about what happens in these situations where people have just had enough, right? Income inequality, when it becomes rampant, right? And he posed that there are three different outcomes. One is just total collapse of the state. Two is a widening, ever widening war, which it looks like that's the option we're choosing. Three is complete revolution. Civil war, revolution, people revolt, take to the streets, a lot of angry people, a lot of desperate people, lots of guns. So it looks like number two is the choice for now, but hey, we'll see. Things can always change, but it's really, these situations never end well. Never. I mean, you saw the French Revolution. That was all about income inequality.
I didn't think we could get this far.
I didn't think we could either. We were supposed to have guardrails built into our system, but
we did. And then he got rid of them and smartened up after his first election, then complained about losing the next one and then stole the third one. Great job.
well, and when those guardrails are based on just because this is the way we do it, we do the right thing, somebody who doesn't give a shit about that is going to trample right over it, and there's no accountability. There was no enforcement. And there should have been. Again, they had a chance to stop this. He could have been impeached after January 6th, done with politics. Nope. Could have been arrested. He was already convicted on 34 counts. Could have been arrested on his tampering with the vote in Georgia. Fucking classified files he stole and stashed away in his bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. And again, he got off because he bribed a judge, essentially. Why Jack Smith even let her be in the mix, I have no idea, because that seemed to be an airtight case. Dude, this guy's just like a bull in a china shop, and his enablers run rampant.
People don't read those indictments. People don't read any of the facts that come out of the court cases. It's just not something they just, I'm on this side. I saw a reel, I saw a video, and this is, you're not going to change my mind. I'm dug in. I like the red hat. That's their go-to. I do want to point out that because of this war, oil reserves, emergency petroleum reserves are at the lowest point since 1983. He didn't even sell it off wisely. At least when Biden was selling it at $95 a barrel, he was refilling it at $65 a barrel. This guy's a lunkhead. Say what you want about Biden, but this guy just doesn't care. He just lies. Whatever comes to his brain just comes out. We have 43 days of supply left of crude oil. As I said, lowest level since 1983. And to top it off, the U.S. federal debt has surpassed 100% of our GDP for the first time since World War II. To your point, do we need to add a third one here just to make it okay? I mean, we're on track to beat the all-time record by 2030 if we can get there.
It would appear so. And here's the thing. If he wants to widen this war, there aren't going to be any allies coming to help. Nobody else wants to touch this.
No.
And Iran can hold out as long as they want because their drones are a lot cheaper than our missiles.
For sure.
They're a fraction of the cost. So what we pay to shoot down a drone with our $2 million missile cost them, I think it was $20,000 a drone. They're cheap and they've got a shit ton of them.
And they're effective. Did we learn nothing from Ukraine as they were fighting for us?
Oh, Trump's calling for Ukraine to surrender.
Shit. Insane.
Like, who's holding the cards now, Don, huh?
Well, and we talk about all this spending. We can't afford healthcare for all. We can't afford education. We can't afford a lot of things, but we can afford data centers. So we can continue to spend $50 billion on data center construction, or some people just call them surveillance centers, whatever you want to call them. And that 50 billion exceeds combined spending on airports, ports, mass transportation, something that would be in it for all of us. We're just going to the surveillance state. Not only that, but Duffy called bike lanes a DEI lane. So we're getting rid of those too, okay? No more bike lanes. We're getting that's
so woke. Ride your bike. What a loser. Yeah, and again, dude, all of these people are they're speaking to an audience of one. These are just fucking stupid sound bites that they want Trump to pick up and they can curry his favor.
Duffy's the best. You don't do anything small. You're amazing. You're just so great and just so tremendously huge. Speaking of the DEI hires or bike lanes, here's Darlene. Darlene Graham, no experience in politics, Trump support, and now she's like, I'm in it to win it.
Well, we'll see how gullible the people of South Carolina actually are.
Well, I mean, they kept putting that fellow back into office every year, even though he did nothing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she said she doesn't stand with all of Lindsey's policies, but who's she? What's she doing here?
Yeah, maybe she's not down with buggery. But yeah, why are you here?
No political experience, but she has Trump's endorsement. There's speculation that Lindsey was poisoned. If it was done, it's because he had high hopes for what was it? Against Russia, he had what's the word I'm looking for, Billy?
Evidence?
No, not evidence, but he wants to tax them more and more and more. So not subsidies. I'm spacing on the word, but he's putting the screws.
Embargoes?
Well, it's like an embargo, but he wants sanctions. Bigger sanctions on Russia, enforce sanctions on Russia. He's not a big fan. He's old school when it comes to that. Well, those are Trump's buddies. These are the guys that we model the White House after, all that gold. That, I guess Trump, they caught him putting it on with some glue himself. Pathetic and sad. Why he has time to do this while he's blowing up the planet, I'm not really sure. But my point being that the cover-up starts at the top. Let's put her in. It quiets things down. I can't investigate my buddies in Russia. How could I do that? I certainly can't retaliate if they did take out Lindsey, but he was pretty fucking healthy at 71, and then he was dead. Also, the FBI went in there and took all his computers out, went into his house, 20-some agents. I mean, that's strange for a guy that had a heart attack. Now, she has worked with the state on behalf of the blind. They put that on Fox today, saying, oh, she's got experience with, I don't know, 90 people under her or something. I doubt it. DEI hire. You want to see DEI hire? Here you go.
There you go.
No political experience, no nothing. She's got the last name, and she fits the suit, I guess, is how that works.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She'll be compliant. She'll follow directions.
And we'll see. And in that state, she probably will get the votes, sadly. But yeah, what else is new? We're just sitting here.
Well, maybe they've forgotten that, back when this whole shitstorm in Iran started, Lindsey Graham was one like, yeah, we need a draft. I'll go out there into every county in South Carolina and urge them to send their sons off. Maybe they've forgotten about that. I don't know. Seems like something you might want to keep in mind.
Yeah. And the way they're treating these troops, yeah, I would be leery of signing up for this cause. We don't even know what it is. Tell me what it is. Then
yeah, what's the end game? What is it? What are we doing here?
No idea.
He doesn't know. He keeps changing it. He had no idea. He's got no idea how to get out of this. And he's surrounded by idiots that also have no idea how to get out of this.
Or don't care to.
Or don't care. And hey, I sent you the article. Fucking Pete Hegseth, your push-up and pull-up form is terrible. Your bench press form, garbage. And yeah, those were fake weights, buddy. You weren't benching 300 pounds. We all know
There's
that.
no chance. No chance. He's pathetic, but he's probably an end-of-times guy, too, with this Christian nationalism.
Oh, he's all in. And, now that we're going to get everybody all juiced up, we're going to have an army of white supermen ready for the crusades.
Look out when we come into port, baby.
Look, Jesse Waters, man, he had to know a thing or two about the old slap and tickle. Am I right?
Oh, my God.
I mean, these people are just foul.
Offensive, yeah. I wanted to put this up. I thought this was fairly interesting. They were talking about the decline of reading. Fewer than half of American adults read a book in 2022. This, again, is not about shaming people. It's just kind of information that tells you how we get our information and process things. 38% of that half read a novel or a short story. 2 decades ago, 28% of people read for pleasure. In 2023, that was down to 16%. So I don't know if it's that you don't have time. I don't know if we're just not, we don't necessarily respect writers, authors. It's all about, they asked Gen Z, 80% of them said they'd want to be influencers. So you're not really, hey, I read this, or again, you're not you don't have a favorite author. You're not, literature's not your thing. And they talked about this becoming like the post literate age. And again, I'm not shaming people for not reading. I'm not a huge book reader. You always have been growing up. You know, Mom
Dude, I
was
love to
always
read.
like, couldn't wait to get to her bed to read a book. There's some peace of mind there. It's an escape. It seems like something we could really use now. But our attention to screens, even 20 years ago, was about 2.5 minutes you could stay on a screen page. And maybe it was fairly novel then, 20 years ago. But 5 years ago, we're down to 47 seconds. That's kind of crazy. Your attention span just isn't that great. Then it takes it down to like how kids are educated today. Children are reading less and less. Every year that they don't read, their desire to read becomes less. I mean, that's just statistically proven. And then it's the statistic that blew my mind was that 2% of parents read to their children on any given day. So
Only 2%. That's sad.
I know, and to me, like, it would always be a good quiet time to like sit and spend time, as opposed to, you watch a video or whatever. You're not really talking. You're not really breaking it down after the fact. You're just entertaining yourself in the moment. But they did talk about you become less of a vocabulary. Your background knowledge for comprehension, reading comprehension, way down. And then you start to lose perspective. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like, we're all bombarded with reels. We're all bombarded with YouTube shorts. Amazing stuff, time and place for it. Don't get me wrong. But how's that affecting the next generation? Because when they can't dive into a deep dive read to get knowledge and information on a specific issue, you're just going off what you're seeing. Everything becomes visual. There's no written process and comprehending anything that you're, taking in. You're just, this is what I see. And we've done this before. This administration says, don't believe your eyes. Well, this is all I'm seeing. So if I don't believe it, you can tell me anything.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes, I'm on this side, I'm on that side, because I can't dig into your policies if I'm not reading what they are. You said about Jack Smith, like we don't know what went down. Nobody watched those hearings necessarily from start to finish. The information you see on Twitter, boom, that's like, wow, that I can't believe that. And then it's gone. 47 seconds later, it's out the door. That man was a special attorney, and they made him out to be some monster weirdo. And that's what you can do when you don't have any depth to what you're processing.
Yeah. Well, there's no depth. There's no critical thinking. There's no perspective. Everything's all black and white. Yeah, it's a dangerous course to be on. It really is, because everybody's in their own silo and all they're doing is reinforcing what you want to hear, what you like. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he'd been up way too late the night before. He's like, I was going to go to bed early, and I started watching YouTube on my TV, and I couldn't get off of it. It just kept feeding me what I like.
They're good.
I'm like, yeah, dude, they know. I've been there and done that. It's like we used to joke about, I don't know if you remember this, but like, dude, if I get stuck holding onto that electric cable, hit me with a bat, knock me off, because it's like you just get stuck to it. You can't let go. Everything contracts, and you're like, what's next? What's next? They know what I like. And you just get sucked down that rabbit hole. And
we've seen it with kids too. It's the worst, because that mind is so
pliable.
Pliable, raw, takes in so much information. If you're just feeding it on this one stream, it kind of taints that outlook and mind as well.
Yeah, it's a blank canvas, and basically you're only going to learn what your parents want you to see or allow you to see. You're not going to learn to think for yourself. So MAGA parents are going to raise MAGA kids, little Hitler Youth kids, which, we're seeing it with the Turning Point people, Turning Point USA, and all of these young Christian groups. It's pretty frightening. It's just they took the swastika and just straightened it out, and now it's just a cross.
A lot of homeschooling.
And it was kind of interesting because I saw The Odyssey the other night. Really good movie, kind of long, but it was really good. I hadn't read the book, so I didn't really know the story. But basically, and spoiler alert, stop listening if you're even listening at this point. But basically, it was about breaking the rule of Zeus, which was welcome the stranger, treat the stranger kind, because no matter how beaten down and bedraggled he or she may be, it could be a God in disguise, and they're testing you. So, in the Christian Bible, it's the story of the Good Samaritan. And essentially, Odysseus suffers that whole Odyssey. And dude, that was quite an Odyssey. That guy saw some shit. Because he broke that rule. That was what civilization back then was based on. And by coming up with the idea of the Trojan horse, right, taking a kind gesture and using it as a way to get in and then sack the city, destroy the temple, murder all of its inhabitants, burn it down, that's what you get. You broke the rule of Zeus, and society collapses for the next millennium. And they lived in a very dark time. So that was basically the upshot of the story. And it's extremely fitting right now because we have forgotten the rule of Zeus. We not only don't welcome the stranger, we're taking people that have been here for decades legally, and we're either murdering them, throwing them in a fucking hideous, heinous prison without any due process, or we're just shipping them back to some other hellhole.
Well, and arresting Native Americans.
Yeah,
Who's here first?
Apparently, nobody really had bothered to learn the definition of the word irony. Because you're the stranger, buddy. Hey, paleface.
No, we were here first. I mean, it's just crazy. And again, we don't follow any of those, any of Christ's teachings, and I'm not a religious person myself, but I'm just saying, be kind to others, don't sleep with your neighbor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, your neighbor's wife, et cetera. The stoning, all that stuff. No, we come back to Second Amendment. I have my right to bear arms. Okay, well, it's an old law. We didn't have AR-15s at the time. Let's kind of modernize some of this stuff. Instead of just being a hater and not liking somebody that doesn't have the same skin color that I have, or the same beliefs that I have, or who got here first. I mean, we all came second. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But here we are. So I just thought it was kind of interesting on the reading because it made me almost want to find a good book just for that peace of mind. And I do think it does take you to a place where you can put some of this behind you. I've done it my own way, which is just to walk away from my phone. I just can't, constantly be dinged and pushed with more stuff that's nonsensical because it's not helping. Today was a tough day to come on here just because of more and more of Trump's lies and misinformation sitting in that Oval Office with Hegseth. People said they thought they'd go in the Oval Office and he'd have, maps on board and be looking at what they're doing in Iran. It's an afterthought.
He's looking out the window. He's watching his ballroom construction, or he's looking at this, that, or the other. He doesn't care.
The helipad, or fill in the blank.
The helipad, yeah.
It's just a little bit terrifying. And again,
it's a lot terrifying.
Point, we got upset with public schools, when they were teaching to the test because we were taking out critical thinking. And here we are. We're back to it with screens where you can't dive deep into anything. Now, one thing it has brought forth, which I kind of like, and I've said this before, I listen to a ton of true crime. It's not so much the crime case as much as the storytelling of a crime case. We found a lot of people online that are great storytellers.
Absolutely.
That could be out of a book, whatever, but at least you're getting some depth. That's why reading books are so much different than movies, because you're actually getting into the character's mode as they describe it in the book. You see it in a movie, I'm judging what you look like. Oh, that's that actress, or, there's no depth to it. And I feel like as a society, we're losing any kind of depth, any kind of critical thinking, any kind of care outside of what we want, what we deserve, what we feel. And that's just not, you just can't exist forever like that. It's just not healthy.
Yeah, it's all based on appearances and influencers. And I read a funny article about an exclusive luxury high-rise in Austin, Texas that they built, and they populated it with popular influencers. The highest of the highs in luxury. Indoor dog park, because they built it on a gentrified neighborhood.
Oh.
That used to be a very mixed neighborhood where you had families that have been there for generations and a sense of community. Well, we're off that. So it's time to build a luxury influencer domicile. Long story short, the indoor dog park is covered in urine and feces, and it's all soaked into the floor, and it drips down into the units. It drips down into the apartment unit or into the parking garage. You've got bags of dog waste piled up all over the place. It's literally a piss and shithole. But hey, influencers. Well, the influencers love it. It's just somebody that has good lighting and good genes and looks good and is popular, telling you what they think. And dude, if you're that easily influenced, and a lot of society is,
Sure.
we're in trouble. I mean, they're
And-
listening to a guy who's named himself Clavicle, who advocates busting up your cheekbones with a hammer so you can look smacks.
A lot of people were doing it.
Yeah, dude, I feel for this generation. I really do. There's days I'm glad I'm older and my runway's a bit shorter, because I don't know how much longer I want to be around to see this, because it's just horrifying.
Well, and you used to have like product placement in movies, like Back to the Future. You'd see Pepsi or Coke or whatever it was at the time. I think Pepsi, and people are like, "Oh, it's product placement." Now you have these guys, and it's less about what they think, because who even cares? But the products they push. Oh, look how great she looks in this sweater vest, or fill in the blank, whether it's bikinis or shit you buy. It's and they're getting something for their.
Oh yeah, look at this awesome lifestyle they're living on your dime.
Yeah. And they're either given the product, they're getting paid to push the product, and again, look a little deeper into what you're being sold. And I think we have trouble with that, and I think it will lead to excess and problems for the next generation, which is sad to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's crazy. Who knows where this is going to go? But sometimes it feels like the wheels are just spinning right off.
I know. So we got to do something now. It starts August 4th. We have local elections for amendments. And then obviously November is huge, because the lying is just too much anymore. Avoid the House GOP, because they're not telling you anything that's useful. They're just gaslighting you. And it just gets to be too much after a while. So,
and look at Mike Johnson. Does that look like a guy you could trust? I mean, come on. Think for yourself for a bit. Look at this guy. Would you believe a word that he says? Would you buy anything from this guy?
Couldn't and wouldn't and won't.
Would you leave your pet with him?
No, I wouldn't. But they are running our government right now, so
into the ground.
As you said, make sure that you're on your still on the voting rolls, and educate yourself on what the issues are. Don't just go off the reels and shorts that are telling you what you should be doing.
Yeah. And I think in Missouri, early voting has already started. Am I correct?
I think you're right. Yep.
So yeah, if you've got a spare few minutes, get out there and vote.
Yeah.
Yes, someone.
The canvasser was super helpful too. So I always appreciate that, even when it's 94 degrees out. Billy, I kept you longer than I wanted. Any happy ending?
You know what? There was one, and now I can't remember. I got so bogged down in shit. Oh, hey, just a week till the Steelers open camp.
There you go. 1
The
week.
Pirates are still relevant, so.
They are. I think they're. I don't know what's going on in New York. Maybe it's raining there today, but I think they have a doubleheader tomorrow. I don't think there'll be a Pirate-Yankee game today. And to your point, they did put up a bunch of pictures of Aaron visiting with his family again, which was kind of nice.
Oh, nice. He's done playing cowboy with his buddies.
Yeah, and I guess he'd been estranged from his family for quite a while. So.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad.
Nice that he's back with his family. It's kind of important, and it gives you some basis for something. Money can't make up for where you come from, so don't forget where you come from.
Yeah, and the people that helped you get to where you are.
Yeah.
So,
be better, Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually kind of excited for this upcoming football season. I think that it's a breath of fresh air, and we'll see how it goes. But at least there's a feeling that 10-7 and another playoff loss. Let's just rerun it and see what happens.
Exactly. So we'll see some different schemes and some different personnel, along with a major coaching overhaul. So 7 days, buddy. I appreciate that happy ending. Well, Billy, I'll let you go. I know you got a busy day as well. Hoping to catch up with you later.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Well, you have a good day. And as always, thanks for your time today.
Oh, you too. Nice job.
You too. We'll talk later.
See ya.
All right, see you later.